Hello, I would like to greet you all and bring you some new information regarding my research and something new to book and interesting questions which most of you have, especially women from domestic violence, and they really aren't sure. And I tried to connect the personal experience and also the scientific research. I dedicated time to study a lot of authors as it is Dr. Jordan Peterson, Dr. Coleman, Dr. Ekman, dedicating himself to nonverbal communication and also emotional empathy. It is furthermore Dr. Palhus, who extended psychopathology in a dark triad to dark tetrad and sadism. First of all, I would like to develop the discussion. I would be glad if you write me something down in comments, and you probably also share this. I would like to discuss it also with some psychologists because I believe that there are many misunderstandings why the narcissistic psychopaths act like they act, and why this happens to wives or to partners, girlfriends. The questions are very similar. Why I do attract narcissistic psychopaths? Why did it happen to me? Did I make any mistake, or what is the reason? And first of all, there does not exist, and this is something what I also heard, and that there is a good psychopathy. No, there is a psychopathy is a psychopathy. So psychopath is a psychopath and cannot be rehabilitated. I 100% agree with also front analyst from FBI and Scotland Yard, Laura Richards, who dedicates her work to criminal behavior, especially to serial killers, sex offenders, stalkers, also domestic violence. So it is great that there are experts like her, because she, in my opinion, understands it very well. And there is some video I shared with you in my Facebook, so you can also watch it. I would start with the question that many of you would ask and be interested: why did a narcissistic psychopath choose you? So, in my opinion, the answer is simple. They are looking for women who are highly empathetic, agreeable, and possess something that the narcissistic psychopath do not have. First, I believe it is a sort of ego she represents, and he wants to mirror. And in the first phase of the relationship, of course, he mirrors this, and he says what you want to hear, and whatever you hint or say, beware, it can be used. And therefore, you have the feeling that the relationship is great. The partner is charismatic, gentleman, he is a good listener. So please beware. Throughout internet, we have these so-called red flags. You don't have to feel them. It is important to have such experience. Unfortunately, some women do not have, or probably have not had, any experience with narcissistic psychopath. So they think like, yeah, this is the partner for the life. This is somebody I have never met. I'm so in love with him. So here is the question why he chose you, and I believe that this is because he wants the woman, the wife, to be obedient. He wants to offer her, in the beginning of the relationship, all these great characters, but in the fact she lately, in the second phase, uncovers that all the characters are gone, and there are some more negative characters that he represents, and she is concerned. She doesn't understand this, why this happens. So I developed this also due to question why the second phase of this relationship is changing. It is called evaluation phase, and it is still changing, like good period and a bad period, a good period and a bad period. I thought, as from my own experience, how it could have been, and also implement there some scientific research. So first of all, it is the fake persona the psychopath represents, and also the wife is a sort of cover for him, brings him a status, a sort of normal family. So outside appears everything perfect and so far. But in reality, behind the closed doors, there might start something more severe. In this correlation, I would like to say, all women, please beware. It is important not to think that the more obedient you will be, the better it will be. It is in opposite. It is not about you, it is about him. The higher traits in psychopathology and narcissism and Machiavellism there are by him, the worse it will be. So please beware. And if there are so high traits, leave. It might be extremely dangerous for you. So even for your kids. Yeah. So the problem is also where to leave, whether the traits are too high. The narcissistic psychopath did not allow you to leave. So even if you change the place, it can all start again. The cycle can start again. It is important to discuss it also in a society, what to do with that, what to do with any foundation, any organization they would help the women and understand also these things and attributes. The fake persona is lately falling apart and is being shaken. The narcissistic psychopath controls himself less, and I believe that he starts to hate the wife, the empath, because the empath mirrors all the positive characters, and especially the empathic compassion and other that narcissistic psychopath will never have. Yeah, they can act like they have it, and mirror it, but they will never have it. They don't have it. There is really non-empathy. Due to research by Carl Gustav Jung, I found that it is a sort of empathy or even authenticity the wife offers, and also the aura that she represents. So that makes, in my opinion, the narcissistic psychopath totally envy, jealous, and also angry. So on the one hand, the narcissistic psychopaths or narcissistic psychopath needs the wife because she secures him the standard, the comfort, looks after him, kids outside, it is the status, etc. But on the other hand, it is that he starts to hate her for what she represents. He needs to dehonest her, degrade her, somehow. And even there are very frequent Machiavellism traits to call you prostitute, to call you a cleaning woman, to say you that you understand nothing without him, yeah, and there are many kinds of things the narcissistic psychopaths say, and many women have experience with it. So I just used some of them. And believe me, it is nothing pleasant. And the women, first of all, don't understand why from the charming man and charismatic man, it is changed so dramatically to somebody who behaves her so bad. So there is a tic-tac time that I believe the wife has to realize that it is highly dangerous for her and has to leave the domestic, because the more risky it is for the wife to be with him, it is corresponding with the cycles, because if the cycles get shortened and more intense, it can be dangerous. Especially there is a physical violence, and there is increasing psychic violence, blackmailing, and threatening, and these are very frequent tactics, but they mean it. They mean it. And it's not just sad, they mean it. So please leave. Yeah, and try to do it as soon as possible, because the wife who is empathetic and is under some domestic violence with a narcissistic psychopath, she needs to use the intuition. The problem is that in that time, in the domestic violence, there is the intuition shaken. It can be much worse for her to understand that it is dangerous, because the cycles change, and it is good to use it, or even just analyze it from some videos, or try to understand it. Yeah, this is so important. I found some interesting stuff, why the cycle change so dramatically. I also found the correlation between sadism and narcissistic personality disorder, because due to Dr. Palhus, there was extended sadism to dark tetrad. And in a discussion with Dr. Jordan Peterson, he claimed that there were found some correlations and traits from dark triad. I personally found high correlation between narcissistic personality disorder and sadism. Because I believe if it takes pleasure in suffering of others, humiliates others, manipulates others for using fear, especially manipulative fear or torture, some of the traits I found by narcissistic personality disorder, and they are same or very similar to sadism. What I developed in my research was the failure of humanity, connection and no interest or absolute pleasure by seeing other to suffer and enjoy it. This is, in my opinion, something that is highly specific for sadism. This enjoying and torturing or any violence against women, men, animals, children. Narcissistic personality disorder reflects also people who correlate with psychopathology and other traits. And if there is a sadism, very often there are victims, there are found victims who have a worse position to defend. So that's why it can be some people that would need help and cannot defend. It is the same from the domestic violence. Just imagine if there is a violence generally and you have no money for to buy milk for children because you did not agree to something that the narcissistic psychopath said. So what shall you do? Let your children be hungry? Or do what the narcissistic psychopath wants? And this is something that I think is very interesting, and I want to develop the discussion. So please write me some comments, and I would like also to ask you whether you want to share it. I would be glad, and inform you soon about other things from my book. And have a nice evening. Bye bye.